Hey everyone, Rocket here. Today we're going to talk about what Facebook is trying to do to mimic Twitter. But before we do that, go ahead and like and subscribe on this brand new channel that I'm starting. And this is going to be just me talking about the latest things in tech. And then also, we're going to learn how to code in different languages together, which I'm really excited about since I'm mainly a backend developer. But I'm going to try to teach myself front end, and you guys get to watch me suffer through it. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming out of this new channel that is called War on Error. So go ahead and subscribe because there will be a lot of things coming up. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. So Facebook has come out and said that they are going to try to recreate Twitter. Now, it's not to say that I don't think Facebook can do it, because Facebook employs in the range of like 80,000 employees, whereas Elon has stripped Twitter down to like 1,300, 1,200. So like to create a text-based social media is not exactly something I would say that is like challenging for a company like Meta. I think they could easily do it. But my question comes down to who is the audience and what is the end goal here? So if the end goal is just to try to take some, followers away from Twitter, then sure, I guess if that's what you're going for. But that doesn't seem like that's what Meta wants to do. What it seems like Meta wants to do is to create an exclusive space for nothing but creators and for celebrities to go and broadcast their daily lives in this form of, I would say, a blog type setting but it's very short, just similar to Twitter, but it's only for them. Even the product manager of Meta came out, and I'm reading this BBC article where the Meta's chief product officer, Chris Cox, has said that, they've already dedicated staffing to it. They've already started building this. They've already started the code on this new product. And I think it might actually come out of Instagram. I could be wrong on that. But the really interesting part that was brought up here is that he specifically stated that it is a space where creators and public figures can share timely updates about their interest. Okay, so like that's great for creators and public figures, but what about everyone else? Like there's a lot of other people that would probably want to use that feature as well and use that platform. But so now you have all of the people that follow these creators and public figures, and they're not going to have a place to comment, and maybe, they're not going to have a place necessarily to post is what it sounds like. And if they are, then great. But according to this, it's not designed for them. It's not designed for you. So the blue check mark, like it may be invitation only, or it may be, you may not even be seen on this platform like you could be on Twitter by paying for the blue check, the blue verification check. Like to me, it just seems like an elitist group that, they're building to try to compete with, the model that Elon has set up where anyone can have that blue check mark. Anyone can be verified. You just have to simply pay the monthly fee, and you have to add a phone number, and you'd have to make sure that, verify that you're an actual human. So it's a completely different business model. I mean, I think that obviously Meta has the resources to support this, and I think that Meta, is going to try to do this. And personally, I think this is just a Mark Zuckerberg versus Elon Musk kind of thing. But I just don't see it coming out to be anything more than a temporary thing. I mean, Twitter is established. Twitter has been around for now almost 15 years. Yeah, I think 15 years, if not longer. Like you're asking celebrities, and you're asking creators, and you're asking even regular people to come over to this new platform that you're building that is going to mimic the text-based updates that Twitter already provides, and you're asking them to, like it just doesn't make any sense. Like you have Facebook, why not enhance Facebook and provide a different messaging type on Facebook that only some people have access to, and build it that way instead of building an entirely new platform? And my thought on this is, because Facebook has gotten so much flack lately, and Facebook has become enemy number one from a privacy perspective, and we'll do a separate episode on that because that's a whole other issue. But I think that Facebook, and Meta overall has become really the de facto hated social media platform by most people because of the privacy issues. And so maybe this is a way for them to say, hey, we're building something else. We're building something that's simpler, and we're building something that's, less intrusive. And this is just simply a way for you to put simple text updates of your day-to-day life, and that's what it is. I will be surprised if that's where it stops. I don't think that's where it'll stop. just knowing Meta and knowing Facebook, that there's always some data mining capability that they have to build in there. And there's some advertising model that they, of course, have to put in there. So that way they continue to make revenue and they continue to make a profit on you. But we will see. We will see. I'm still very, very skeptical of the whole content creator and celebrity or public figure statement that was made by Chris Cox. I think that that's, really concerning for people like you and me that don't have a public profile. I mean, technically I'm a creator, but I'm definitely not a big one. And so, I'm curious to see where this goes. And I'm really just curious to see how many people actually might even try this out. Like, you're going to have to give it a really good spin, and not like an Apple, $3,500 price tag spin on some freaking goggles. Like, you need to convince people that this is better than Twitter. And why is it better than Twitter? If it's the moderation thing, like if you're going to talk about and say that, well, we moderate more than Twitter, that's great for some people, but that's also really bad for others, because a lot of people don't want the moderation and a lot of people do. So yeah, if we're going to make a divide and we're going to say that it's around the moderation, then sure, you may have a market or a market share that you can capture there. I think for the most part, though, to Elon's credit, we've proven that we could cut 80% of a workforce and still keep a social media app running while continuously adding new features. I will be surprised, and Meta cut, 13% of their workforce in 22, which still leaves them with like 80,000 employees. But I will be curious to see if, this actually proves to be anything more than a failed attempt from Meta to try to get at Twitter. I still think that Twitter has a special place for everyone. And I think that Twitter is the, as Elon puts it, the, community town square to be able to discuss current issues that are going on, and that Facebook, I don't think, has ever been able to capture in the same way. And most other social media, I don't think another social media platform has been able to capture the town square aspect that Twitter has really always been. And just now with Elon in charge, I think things have gotten a little bit more towards that than what they were kind of becoming under previous, public ownership. So it'll be definitely interesting for sure. I won't harp on this too much longer, but I just wanted to bring you guys the attention that, if you were looking for a job in building social media, you might check Meta, because they're trying to recreate Twitter and, reinvent the wheel. So, okay, guys, well, this was the first episode down. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next one.